Athletes from all over the sporting world are speaking up and letting their feelings known after the Breonna Taylor case ruling was announced. And as you would probably expect, most of them are running their mouths about how offended and upset they are, yada, 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 yet none of them have a problem with supporting China. But the most vocal person that has spoken out is someone that has continued to be at the center of the sporting universe, even though this person hasn't played in several years because they weren't good enough, but because they've pretended to play a fake victim for the last few years, and the Twitter world has continued to push their narrative. They continue to get a lot of traction. And more recently, Roger Goodell actually apologized to this person, even though he extended an invitation to this person to have a conversation, and they did not take him up on that offer. Who are we talking about? Of course, we're talking about Colin Kaepernick. So what did Colin Kaepernick say once the announcement for the Breonna Taylor case was announced? This is what he said right here. That is the hero, the Nike hero, LeBron James hero, the NFL's hero. That is their hero right there. This is the guy that all of these companies continue to stand with and pander to. This guy right here. This guy wants to abolish the police. He wants to abolish the police department. Think about that. And look up the definition of abolish. I mean, Colin Kaepernick probably doesn't know what it means because all he did is he downloaded the NPC information and he's repeating the talking points that he is supposed to repeat. As did all of these other athletes. All of these other athletes are speaking out right here. Bubba Wallace. I mean, we were really waiting for Bubba Wallace to hear what Bubba Smollett had to say. And this one's just hilarious. Black women are the most unprotected people on earth. What? Okay. And of course we have the great Steve Kerr. It's just so demoralizing. It's so discouraging. Is this the country we want to live in? Yeah, the same country that allows you to be a multimillionaire for playing and coaching a game. You're not even that good, Steve Kerr. You just ended up with a super team. But sure, go ahead and speak out, Steve Kerr. We've got all types of athletes speaking out, and ultimately, this isn't surprising. I didn't hear this outcry with David Dorn when David Dorn was murdered. I didn't hear this outcry when we have video of someone walking up to two police officers in their car and attacking them and shooting them. I don't hear this when Tony Timpa was on camera and there was a situation with the police and he lost his life, but that's because Tony Timpa was a white dude. There's been about twice as many white people that have been killed this year than black people. But we want to continue to run with the narrative that LeBron James wants to push out there, which is, black people are being hunted when they leave their house. Which is factually incorrect in every single metric possible. But we have a media that's not willing to hold people like LeBron James accountable, and they celebrate people like Colin Kaepernick. At the end of the day, it's real simple. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That is the reality of the situation. And if you're not going to be upset when Daniel Shaver loses his life or Justine Damon loses her life, then I'm not going to listen to you when you want to talk about other people that lose their life when it fits your narrative, because you don't really care. None of these athletes care about Breonna Taylor. They care about the fact that her skin color fits their narrative. So they're not even judging her as a human being. They're judging her as an opportunity to continue to push a false narrative. That is what they are viewing her as. They don't even view her as a human. They just view her as an opportunity. And I guarantee you, and you know this just as well as I do, but if Breonna Taylor was white, none of these athletes would be talking about her. None of them would be talking about her. If she was Hispanic, they wouldn't be talking about her. They just wouldn't, because it happens. It happens all the time. Non-white people lose their life, or non-black people lose their lives all the time to police brutality for various reasons. And I don't hear LeBron James talking about that. I don't hear Colin Kaepernick talking about that. I don't hear these athletes talking about that. Ultimately, all these athletes, we don't care about your opinions. We know what your opinions are about. Your opinions are simply ignorant statements. You don't do any research whatsoever. You don't do any double checking on anything you say. You just repeat the talking points that the mainstream wants you to repeat, and people are sick and tired of it. You are not as important as you think you are, athletes. You're not. You are meant to entertain. That is it. If you do want to have these opinions, have them. But once you share these opinions when they come from an ignorant place, you're going to be called out. And this is why so many people are fed up with these athletes, because athletes think they're more important than they really are. And I believe that social media has done this to them. I believe social media has made athletes start to believe that, hey, people on Twitter retweet us. People on Twitter give us love, and we're going to give our opinions because we think we're far more important than we really are. But at the end of the day, you're not as important as you think you are. You are meant to entertain, and that's it. When you want to start speaking about things that you know nothing about, then you'll be held accountable for your stupid statements. And ultimately, when Colin Kaepernick is the person that is leading the charge for your narrative that you're pushing, it is that's about as bad of a spokesperson as you can have. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a great day. Thank you very much for supporting this channel. Thank you very much for supporting Geeks and Gamers. We have a lot of cool things going on. And unfortunately, we say what most other people will not say. And also, as the leader, as the creator of Geeks and Gamers, we also surround ourselves with people that might disagree. I have people on my team that disagree with everything I just said in this video. And I can live with that because I'm not scared of different opinions. I'm not scared to be challenged on my opinions. I am not LeBron James, where I have my echo chamber where I just say things and I can't have anyone to challenge anything I say. That's the difference between me, people at Geeks and Gamers, and a lot of these athletes, these entitled, spoiled brats that are scared to death to have their warped worldview challenged. LeBron James will never be challenged on the stupid things he says because he lives in a protective bubble. I would love to have a conversation with LeBron James, but you and I know it would never happen. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.